And welcome back to Brent's Anime News Corner for the 5th of March 2011. Some news has dropped in the anime and manga world. First off, Goro Miyazaki, the son of Hayao Miyazaki, his next anime film, Kokuriko Zakakara, I finally got it out, is slated to come out July 16th in Japan, so that is going to come out soon, which is a pretty cool thing. Meanwhile, the Masamune Shirow work, Appleseed 13, is going to be released in a very daring format. The initial part of it will launch simultaneously in theaters, on the internet, and on Blu-ray disc this June. The theatrical remix version, which will be the first half of the story, so I guess they're going to edit down some stuff, will open in theaters on June 13th, followed by a theatrical run in other places. And a limited edition Blu-ray will be sold at theaters during that time. The regular volume will ship with 3 episodes on Blu-ray and DVD July 6th. And then all 13 episodes will be streamed online. So you're going to see a whole bunch of different stuff all dropping at basically at the same time. TV series, film versions, and streaming episodes all there as well. For those who aren't familiar, Appleseed is a story by Masamune Shirow, creator of Ghost in the Shell, which is a fairly long-form story that has really only seen a couple of movie releases. And so hopefully this nice long-form thing will work better for that. So good to see that coming along. Speaking of movies, the second Macross Frontier movie has come out in Japan, premiering at number 4 on the overall movie charts, which is, again, a good thing, that it's doing well. And the 5th annual Seiyu Awards have been announced, so we know who are the winners there. Best Lead Actress Award was Aki Toyosaki from K-On! There was no Best Lead Actor Award this year, which is kind of surprising. Best Supporting Actors were Nobuhiko Okamoto for Kaichou wa Maid-sama, Bakuman, Toramujuto no Index 2, and Kazuya Nakai from One Piece and Gintama. Best Supporting Actress Award, Satomi Arai and Kanai Ito. Best New Actor was Koki Uchiyama for his work in Gundam Unicorn and Shiki. Best New Actress was Hisako Kanemoto for her work in Squid Girl and Soro no Woto, and Satomi Sato for her work in Fairy Tail, Oremo, and K-On! Best Singing Award by Minoru Ichihara for her work on, oh gosh, all sorts of stuff, particularly Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya. And Best Personality is Aki Toyosaki as well. A few other awards out there, which is very cool to see. So nice to see some more awards for Seiyu and all of their hard work. Now, here's a bit of an odd one. You may have heard of the Toriko and One Piece film theatrical double feature. Well, it has been announced there's going to be an anime special in which the characters from Toriko and One Piece meet. There's going to be a crossover anime special. And so basically, they said literally Toriko and Luffy are going to meet in the jungle. I'm curious. I would watch that. So, cool idea, and it'll be coming sometime soon. Meanwhile, also in film news, the Baro Ariete has basically swept the Tokyo Anime Fair Awards. Got a whole bunch of awards there for various categories. And it's actually kind of stunning. Animation of the Year, Best Domestic Feature Film, Best Director, Best Art Direction, and Best Music all went to that film. Best Television Series was K-On! And Tatami Galaxy. Best International Animated Feature Film was Toy Story 3. Best OVA, Gundam Unicorn. Best Screenplay is a screenplay for Colorful, the new movie, not the old, ecchi thing. Best Character Design was for Heartcatch Precure, to my surprise. And Best Voice Actor or Actress was Aki Toyosaki, Yui in K-On! So that's pretty cool. A few other awards were announced, but that's pretty nice. We'll talk about the rankings in a little bit. One interesting thing about that, though, is that Oremo came out Oremo Volume 3 came out this past week and sold 17,000 Blu-ray discs to top the Blu-ray disc chart for that week. So the number one selling Blu-ray disc, period, not just anime, Blu-ray discs overall in Japan. That's pretty cool. Meanwhile, in manga news, probably the big one would be the fact that Tokyo Pop has laid off some more employees. Very, very sad. And they've been having some real issues recently. And particularly Lillian Diaz Przybylь, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, was laid off, editor for almost 7 years and one of the guiding lights of the company, apparently. Also, Asuko Suzuki is no longer working at the company, and it's basically all freelancers now. So a bit worrisome for a major manga publisher. Meanwhile, also in manga news, Viz has announced a few licenses. They have licensed Dawn of the Arcana, which looks to be a sort of sword and sorcery fantasy series, as well as the Pokemon Black and White, or B&W manga. Dawn of the Arcana, or Reime no Arcana, follows a princess, leaves home to marry a prince, has a half-beast servant, sort of court intrigue storyline as well. So, first volume will drop in December for about $10 MSRP. The series has appeared 4 times on the Japanese top-selling manga list, so apparently it's pretty popular. And also do, again, the Pokemon Black and White manga starting in July for MSRP of $5 per volume US. Meanwhile, over in Japan, it's been announced that the Neon Genesis Evangelion manga that is being drawn by Yuki Sadamoto will be resuming in April. So that'll be back up and resuming the storyline. I forget where he stopped off in the storyline. I'll see if I can pull that up and find out where he'd stopped. I don't know if it says there. They don't mention where it stopped. I think it was at volume 12. Yeah. So hopefully volume 13 will come out soon. So more sad news actually in the book industry. Kodansha International will be shutting down in April. This is not Kodansha Japan. This is not Kodansha USA. This is Kodansha International. It's basically their book selling arm. So they sold or they published Manga, the book about manga, and several other books about manga and anime. They also published Hagakure Code of the Samurai, Yakuza Moon, other things like that. So sort of a book and novel imprint. So not a good thing. But Kodansha USA is okay, Vertical is okay, all those other companies are okay. But again, not a good sign. And so, in some gaming news, actually, School Days HQ, which is the sort of platform for the School Days franchise, is going to be brought over to America by Jast USA. They've announced that they have licensed that for North American release, so hopefully that will get a translation and brought over. A rather controversial work, School Days was. Also in gaming news, the game Catherine will be released, it's being licensed for North American release, so we will see that very interesting game coming out soon, which is a very good thing. And looking forward to seeing exactly what that's going to look like. Moving back to light novel news, Kazuma Kamachi has released another spin-off of Towaru Majutsu no Index called New Testament Surprise. Called New Testament. Which kind of surprised everyone considering the ending of the last novel. So that's planned to come. That's going to be released in March 10th in Japan. So very, very soon. Very surprising. Finally, let's talk about some of the rankings in anime and manga. Starting with Japan's anime TV ranking for the past week. What are the big popular anime on TV in Japan? Number 1 is Sazai-san, followed by Chibi Maruko-chan, 2 sort of preschool anime. Then One Piece, Detective Conan, Crayon Shin-chan, Dragon Ball Kai, Doraemon, Pokemon Best Witches, Mainichi Kasan, and Naruto Shippuden. So, as usual, it's the sort of broadly popular stuff that gets the really big rankings over there in Japan. Meanwhile, Japan's animation Blu-ray disc ranking for the past week, as mentioned earlier, Oremo Volume 3 came out at number 1. And this is just within anime, followed by Towaru Majutsu Index number 2, Volume 2, then Strike Witches 2, Volume 6, Star Driver, Volume 2, Tantei Abramoki Holmes, number 2, Yoshika no Sora, Volume 3, that's a bit of a surprise, Break Blade or Broken Blade Volume 4, High School of the Dead Volume 6, wow, the Bakuto Test OVA, Part 1, then Moto to Levru, right, Trouble Volume 4, and then others going down. So that's the top 10 out there. And then moving back over to our side of the pond, the most popular manga in the New York Times manga bestseller list. Number 1 was Naruto Volume 50. Then Soul Eater Volume 5, Black Butler Volume 4, still doing well, Fullmetal Alchemist Volume 24, Black Bird Volume 7, which I think is shoujo, not sure, Vampire Knight Volume 11, Hitalia Volume 2, Pandora Hearts Volume 4, Hitalia Volume 1, and Black Butler Volume 1. So, 2 Black Butlers on there, doing pretty well, but no big surprises in that list. So that's all the news for this week, and I hope to see you all next week. Thank you all very much for watching. Take care.